was an exciting day when the class received the envelope from Washington, from our government. They had written for it, and they were eager to see it. Perhaps a little too eager. It was a pamphlet about the seal of the United States, with a picture of the Great Seal, our country's emblem. Now it could become part of the display of things that are important to our country, such as our country's flag, which represents our country, and our country's song, our national anthem. Now our country's emblem could be there too, for the Great Seal of the United States also stands for our country and tells a story about our country. But someone had a question. Bill wanted to know why we have a seal and what it's used for. Then Alice wanted to know why the eagle is there. And there were more questions. Why is the eagle holding the arrows and the branch? And what do all the words mean? They aren't in English. There were many questions about the Great Seal of the United States. Why do we have it? What do the pictures and words in it mean? The story of our country's emblem goes back many years, to the days when rulers of kingdoms would send out riders with proclamations or orders. People could tell that an order was official by the mark at the bottom. It was the mark of their ruler, his seal. It stood for their ruler and their kingdom. Seals have been used to make things official for as long as men can remember. And so when our country was founded and began making official agreements and laws, we needed a seal to stand for our country. Many of the new states already had seals of their own. But what should the new country's seal look like? It had to be a seal that would stand for these states and more besides. A seal that would stand for all the states and for the country. It was hard to decide just how our country's seal should look. But in 1782, we decided on designs for the two sides of our country's seal. And in 1789, the year our Constitution was signed, it became officially the Great Seal of the United States. Now do you know what the class has decided to do? They've decided to make a model of the seal to help them understand the seal and the story it tells. Each part of the seal tells a story about our country. The eagle is the main part of one side of our country's emblem. Why is it there? Have you ever seen a real eagle? It's a beautiful bird and a brave one, with great powerful wings that carry it high above us. As it soars and swoops, it seems to say, I am master of myself. I am free. That's why we chose the American eagle as our national bird. We find pictures and models of it in many places. We find the eagle on the uniforms of the armed forces that protect our country, on Marine uniforms, on Army uniforms, on Air Force uniforms, and on Navy uniforms. On the uniforms of all our armed forces, the eagle represents the freedom that they defend. We often find the eagle on a government building, such as the United States Post Office. We find eagles on some of our money, the quarter and the half-dollar. And we find the eagle, the American eagle, in our country's emblem, the Great Seal of the United States. It stands for our freedom. On the eagle's breast is a shield. The shield has the same colors as our flag, red, white, and blue. The 13 red and white stripes stand for the original 13 colonies. The blue at the top represents Congress, which makes the laws for our country in the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. So the shield tells a story about our government, and the scroll in the eagle's mouth tells another story. The words on the scroll are Latin, e pluribus unum. In English, they mean, from many, one. That is, from many colonies, one nation was formed. From many, one, e pluribus unum. And today, many states form one nation. The 13 shining stars that seem to be bursting through the clouds mean that when the 13 colonies became a new nation, our nation took its rightful place among the other nations of the world, like a group of stars among the other stars in the sky. The eagle holds some things in its talons. There is an olive branch, which stands for our love of peace. And there are 13 arrows, which mean we will always defend our country. This is the side of our Great Seal that we see most often. But what about the other side? It also tells a story about our country. This is a pyramid. We know that there are pyramids in far-off Egypt. They are made of great blocks of stone and have lasted for thousands of years. So the pyramid on our Great Seal means that we hope our country will always be strong and will last through the ages as the pyramids have lasted. At the top, this eye and these Latin words mean that God is watching over us and helping us. At the bottom, or base of the pyramid, in Roman numerals, is the year 1776, and the Latin words tell about the importance of that year. And so we have learned the story that the Great Seal of the United States tells about our country. We can find the seal on dollar bills. Both sides of the seal are there. But when the seal is used on special government documents, only the side with the eagle is used. But whether only one side or both sides are used, our national emblem, the Great Seal of the United States, stands for our country, as does our flag and our national anthem. And they are all part of the story of our country.